we've had 6 practices, and really appreciate the way the coaches have come out, and it's been a good start to it. Today was kind of neat. We had the coaches clinic was in town this week, and a number of coaches, and before practice, our strength coaches hosted a kind of a clinic, so that was good. But it's I appreciated the way we started, and 6 practices done, and we got to really make the most of our next 3 weeks, 9 practice opportunities.
Well, it's obvious, that you're missing some tailbacks,
Yep.
guys who can play. Has Julius Davis taken advantage in any way of the opportunities for more work this spring?
Yeah, I think Julius really has shown growth, really kind of the tail end of last year, and continued it on this winter. And so, and I don't know that he was necessarily thinking, boy, spring and counting the room and the numbers. I think just where he's been at with his natural maturation, and because it's a great time for him. He's going to get a ton of work, and I was just saying about this the other day. Braylon's, last year at this time he's playing high school football. So for both those, it's a big spring and can get a lot of work out of it.
Well, the inside linebacker room, especially John Channing, just said these guys are just shooting out a cannon, just ready to go. They're so energetic. What do you see from this group?
Yeah, I think, I love our inside linebacker group, and, I think they're smart enough to see and learn from, Jack and Leo and Mikey. And, now, we've got to have guys step up, right? Step in and step up in that. And, we've got some older guys. Muma's been around the program and played. Tate Grass has done that. And we think we got some talented young guys, with Jordan and Jake, Rats, Brian. There's a group. We had a chance to move Spencer Lytle in there. So you've got a kind of a mix in it, and certainly, we've been fortunate here. We've had really good players, and I think there's guys in that group that are capable of being that. They're young, right? Or they're inexperienced, and they've got to gain that, and I think that's a big part of this spring for them. Not that they have to arrive by the end of the spring there, but they got to put themselves on that track.
You move some guys around on the offensive line. What do you like about Jack Nelson and Tyler Beach, left tackle and left guard?
Yeah, I think it's. I think they're good places for them. Kind of fits their skill sets, and so again, another group. We all got a lot of work to do, right? But I think it's. I think Nelly's got a lot of the attributes that you want in a tackle, and I think for Beecher, for us this year, and even for his future, I think that the inside fits him well.
How has Dean taken to that position switch? How's he kind of catching on to receiver?
Dean?
Yeah.
I think he's absolutely, certainly there's things you got to learn, and yet I think that from a skill set, what he is or who he is athletically, I think it fits him. And, the thing I've appreciated, I think Chim does a great job, kind of, comes back with the most experience, but that group, I like where they're at, and kind of that, the mindset that they bring, and I think Dean's a big part of that. Dean's played in football games, hasn't played at the receiver spot, but he's played in games, and we've got some young guys that I think are capable. Once again, you go through all these. Spring is so important, and I think I love their intentions right now and the energy they've been putting out, and we gotta just make the most of these 9 practices.
In addition to evaluating the guys in these first few practices, how much time are you also spending evaluating the coaching changes, seeing how those guys are doing in their new positions?
Well, I think that you're spending all your time. I'm spending and try to how do we as a team, and how can I help in any way that I can with players, with coaches, on the field, off the field. So I feel really fortunate to be doing this with the group that we have, and certainly for some, there's some new learning. Coaches that come in and learning our players, and for some learning some schematics, but. It's a really good group, that part I'm really fortunate with, and we all, like I said, we all need, spring is important for us all.
With those transfer cornerbacks, with Jay and Cedric and Justin, how are you seeing them adjust through 3 weeks of spring ball?
Yeah, I've appreciated the way they came in, and was looking forward to when we got on the field. And it's all three are different, but all three, have experience, and I think it helped them. We had 7 weeks of our winter program where they got to know their teammates, their new teammates, and yet when they come out here, certainly they're learning a new defense, but a lot of it's what they've been doing and had done, and I've been impressed, quite honestly, with the way they've adjusted and what they're bringing, and that's not always easy, and so it's that part really we're excited they're here. Appreciate that they're here.
Overall on defense, with all the guys you have to replace, anybody who's really stood out and kind of made the most of the opportunity with all the open spots available?
Yeah, I think we got a number of guys that are truly taking advantage of it, and I think you go down the line. Defensive line. Matt Henningsen was here at practice, right? Bryce was here, and they're not practicing, but I think a guy with a lot of experience, Keanu, I've loved and appreciated the way he's approached it, and same thing with Isaiah Mullins and James Thompson, right? And we've talked about the inside backers. The outside backers, it's a young group, it's a talented group. I thought our safeties have done a great job. You always appreciate what Scott did and Colin did, but I think what Trey, Hunter, Torch has been doing, it's the group's smart that way. Like, they know, and it's not like they didn't play. We got a lot of guys that have played. They weren't starters necessarily, but they played. We haven't talked about Alex Lewis, but I think he had a great winter and what he's doing. So I think their approach across the board has been really good.
Well, what kind of expectations do you have for a guy like Chase Wolf? 5th year in the program, just knows kind of what you guys want to do, but maybe just hasn't gotten to that point where he's a starting quarterback.
Who's that with?
Chase Wolf.
Chase, I think every day you go out, there's opportunities, and Chase has played, and there's he's done some good things for us, and yet there are areas he can continue to grow, and your expectation is that he keep working on that and become the best he can be, and I think he's capable of being a guy that you can win with, but he's got to be consistent and play at that level, and there's a lot of times he does, but I think and what I love about Chase is he comes out and loves to compete, and he needs to compete, right? And that's our whole. We're not going to get better as a team if we don't all have that approach, and I think he can be a great example, right, to everyone. That's how you got to approach it.
Well, you guys have had some versatile fullbacks over the years. What do you think that in time Akron might be able to give you if that is his eventual home and if he gets comfortable?
Yeah, it's we have been spoiled, with some of the fullbacks, and all a little bit different types of fullbacks, and we look at Jackson, and I think you see one guy that truly is willing and wanting to contribute, and that's a big part of it. And then the guy that has got really good athleticism to him. He's got strength, he's got power, he's got speed, and now he's got to get a ton of reps to learn the position, and it's never the same. You can call the same play versus the same defensive look, but it's going to play out differently each time, and that's what he needs just to continue to get a ton of work at, but I've loved his approach to it, and I think he's got the right approach, he's got the right skill set, and now we just got to keep going on it.